Hello and welcome to Get Wet with Marla. We are on location at Margaritaville Resort in Orlando. Yay! I'm here with my special guest, John. Hello, John.
Hi.
So first things first, before we even dive into this, I have to say we're at the License to Chill pool. And supposedly we heard a rumor that this was the adult pool.
Nope, it's not.
No.
It's just the quiet pool.
It's just the quiet pool, which, by the way, it is. It is the quiet pool. I mean, even though you're going to hear some noise here, it is so much quieter than the other pools. The other pools are very lively. There's music coming out of the bushes. There's sometimes live entertainment in there. There's a lot going on. But, so we are at what we should call the quiet pool, but you're still going to hear some screaming and splashing. There's kids, even though we heard there wasn't supposed to be, but that's okay.
It's a false rumor.
It's a false rumor, but I feel like we are always hearing a lot of false rumors. That's okay. It is
Fake
not.
news.
It is fake news. It's not going to stop us. The show must go on. All right. So, as I said, I am here with my very special guest, John. You are a good friend of the show. You've been on quite some times.
Yeah.
And so we have a good little topic here. And, John, I have a great question for
What's
you.
that?
I want to know what you
Why
think
I have
about...
such a reflection on my forehead?
Why do you have such a reflection? Oh, so do I.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the sun. Go like this.
I know what it is.
If you go like this...
I know what it is. I'm just making fun of not having hair.
Yeah, well, I have hair and I still have it. So I have a question for you, and I have a question for all of you out there as well. So reply in the comments. Let us know. I'm dying to know, and John, first your opinion on this, please. Tell me, how long of a time do you think you should wait before you go on a vacation with somebody that you're dating? What do you think a good appropriate amount of time is to wait before you go away on a trip together? What do you think?
I think that could vary by your relationship. I think that you should be in a comfortable spot. But I also think, well, there's kids around, so I can't say what you should be doing in that relationship prior to doing it, because if you're going on vacation...
Do you think so?
Yeah, because you're going to be in the same room, and you're going to be together, close, and so if you're not at that point, you probably at least should during that trip, but you should be that comfortable with the person.
Really?
Yeah, you should be comfortable enough, and then...
So what is that like
and
for
I will
you?
say this, usually guys, when they'll take a girl on a vacation like that, and they haven't done that yet, they expect it on the vacation.
Okay, so from a guy's point of view, that's what you think.
Yeah,
so
that's
you
what's
think
gonna
you
happen.
think vacation means bounce chicka bounce bounce.
Yep, if you haven't yet.
If you haven't yet.
You should be at least doing it or about to. And
Okay.
you should if you haven't yet, then it should probably happen on that vacation, I would think. That's the expectation from a guy's view, I think.
Okay, so from a guy's point of view, now all the guys out there, do you guys agree with John? Do you think that you should wait to go on a trip with someone until you are in that stage of your relationship, or you expect, if this is, you haven't made it to that stage of your relationship, you expect that trip will bring that on?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it should.
Okay.
mean,
Ladies,
'cause
do you agree? Disagree? What do you think?
You're
What's going
sharing
on?
private space, you're doing
Yeah.
private things together in the
Okay.
bathroom and all that good stuff, showering.
In the bathroom? Wait, what?
Showering and all of the odors that can make them out.
So we're talking about being comfortable enough to poop
Yes.
in front of one another.
Correct. I wasn't
Oh.
going to say it, but that's what you have to be.
That's a whole nother level. What do you think?
And that
Okay.
goes hand in hand with the other thing.
You know what?
So.
What do you think takes more time to get comfortable doing? Bounce chicka bounce bouncing or pooping in the same room with
They're the
with your other?
same.
You think they're the same?
They're the same.
I don't know. I don't think they are.
Well, first of all, I never go with somebody else in the room.
I have to be honest.
Nope.
I think that people would be more comfortable bounce chicka bounce bouncing than pooping.
I would
That-
say
that's
maybe,
what I
Maybe in
think.
today's hookup culture, yeah.
Yeah, I think in today's hookup culture,
Yeah.
for sure,
Which
people
is-
are quicker to
Which is insane in my mind.
right
but-
to jump in the sack
Yeah.
than to poop in the same pot or in the
Yeah.
same room
I
as
agree.
your partner. Now, all right, but I want to back up to this. So,
Mm-hmm.
ladies, first of all, I want to know if you agree with John about this, and I think ladies and gentlemen, actually, because John was speaking for the dudes, but I will tell you, speaking for the women, and I actually don't want to speak for all women because I know that a lot of women do not agree with a lot of things that I do or have said or have done or this and that. But speaking for myself, I will say I am somebody who has gone on first dates that were vacations. And there was no bounce chicka bounce bounce. And I made it very, very clear before I went away that wasn't going to
But
happen.
maybe there was a little something besides that, though.
I mean, I believe I went on a vacation and I made out with the guy. I mean, but what is that? No. Somehow this show has turned into a lot of sign language. I think
I'm just trying to make sure everybody's honest here.
no, I'm being honest.
Because my BS detector is going off a little bit.
No, I am being honest. Like it was really like on the up and up, and I've been on some really great vacations with gentlemen who were very generous and very
then
nice.
afterwards, did you continue to date them, or did they drop you like a hot rock?
I continued
Like
to date
last
them.
week trash.
I never had a first date that was a vacation that didn't continue.
Okay.
Nobody ever, and I'm still actually friends with some of the guys that I went away with, but it just
I
turned
would like to hear their
platonic.
perspective on that.
Yeah, like it turned platonic. Like I think that like we just became friends. You know, like I kind of know. I think
I think we touched on my views and opinion on that in a different episode.
on what? Friends.
Yeah, guys and girls being friends.
Right. You don't think that that's possible. I do.
And studies back me up on that show that when that happens, usually the man, 80% of the time, the man has some romantic interest still in the woman, and then there are
Or
small
vice versa. It
there's a
could be
small
that the woman
percentage-
has a.
There's still a small percentage. No, because usually guys get friend zoned by the woman. They don't get. Very rarely does a woman get friend zoned by. A
I
guy.
agree with you, but I will say that I do know women that have a thing for guys they're friends with, and the guys just aren't interested, but they're still sticking around and hope that like somehow.
Yeah, there's a small percentage out
There's a
there.
small
but I would
percentage.
say
It always
it's-
goes both ways. There's always exceptions to every rule.
But I would say it's greater with the guy to girl thing. And the studies say that is true. 80% of the time, the guy does want a romantic relationship. So
Okay.
even if you think it is as a woman, you think it's platonic, it's not.
Okay. See, again, yeah, we've definitely covered
we've
this
covered
before, and I think that we end up covering it in every episode because somebody has something to say about this, which because it is so pertinent, because there are a lot of men and women that are friends with one another, and it doesn't always have to mean that there's something more. You can just be friends with somebody, and that's all that it is. And I think that I am a great example of that. I have tons of guy friends that want nothing to do with me in that sense, and I want nothing to do with them in that sense. You know, we're
But
just
there's always
friends.
the test to see. There's always that test.
What was the test? Like text them or
Text
something?
them, hey, I wanna.
Hey, I wanna.
And see what
They'd be
happens.
like, "Are you drunk? Are you high?"
No.
They would never be like, "Yes, Marla, come over."
I think you are a little delusional in that area on what the responses would be.
Now, listen,
I think you would be very surprised and rudely awakened by the responses you got.
I don't.
Just throwing that. I'm just telling you right there.
I do not think so. I do not
I do.
think so. All right. So backing up to the first question that I said to you.
Yeah.
So, and you said that you should be waiting for a time that you're in that comfort zone where you are.
I mean, nobody's gonna go on vacation and get separate rooms, so you're gonna be in the same room probably, or whatever.
But could you? What if you wanted to take a girl away and she said, "Can we get separate rooms?" Is that something that is
Why would we do that?
acceptable?
Why would then then I just got friend zoned. And
Do you think? Does it
definitely,
necessarily mean friend zone?
Definitely, 100% that's friend zone.
Really?
Yeah. So then I'm bouncing.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel out there? Like, would you go away with somebody and ask for separate rooms because you haven't, you know,
That's
made
that's friend zone material there.
together yet?
That's friend zone.
Really?
I'm bouncing.
See, I don't know. I don't know that I really put that in friend zone. I will say that, like, I think that's, you're still getting to know one another and you're taking your time. And I think that if a relationship is going to grow, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to jazz hands. I don't
That's
think.
the natural progression of any romantic relationship. So therefore, it should progress to that because that's a very intricate part of a relationship for intimacy and then long-term success in the relationship. So why would we not think that that's going to progress there? So
Yeah.
if you're not willing to progress the relationship there, you need to end the relationship.
Oh my God, you're so hard. You're so hardcore. So serious.
No, I'm just real.
Well, how long?
I'm not putting any fluff in there. I'm not putting anything in there like trying to romanticize anything. I'm just like, that's the brutal, hard truth.
He's very serious, people. Very serious. Okay, so
The truth hurts. I mean, the truth usually hurts more than a lie. If you hear something and it feels good, that's probably a lie. If you hear something and it hurts a little bit, that's probably the truth.
interesting. So I don't necessarily feel like there is. I mean, listen. When you meet somebody, there are times where you meet them and it's like this electric energy, or it's an energy that makes you feel so comfortable, like you've been with this person for 30 years, or it could be that you meet someone and you just feel like there's nothing there, you have nothing to talk about, it's like pulling teeth. So you never really know what that chemistry, what that electricity is going to feel like. You don't know how grand or small that connection is going to be, or
But if you don't-
your timeline
if you don't
either.
Feel it, if you don't feel it within, I would say 3 dates, then you're not gonna. If you don't get that spark, like if you go 3 dates, by then you should have at least kissed once.
Yes. Okay. Yes. That's another great.
If you still don't feel that spark, bounce.
Yes.
It ain't happening.
You brought up a great
enough.
point.
You should know enough, because I would say, with most, for me, that's 3 dates is probably a week and a half to 3 weeks in of talking to somebody, and at least talking to them, maybe 4 weeks talking to them, because a week of talking, then like a date a week, or a date of every 5-6 days or 4 days, whatever.
Right, depending on the timeline. Sometimes it's more.
Yeah, so you're between 3 and 4 weeks of knowing this person.
Right.
And if that's not there by then, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
Move
so
on.
Listen, John, you brought up a really good point. You mentioned that after, by the third date, you should have at least already kissed, right? And I agree with you. And I will tell you something from personal experience. And I'm going back to, I think I was like 19. I mean, this is like way back in the day, but I remember this very, very well. I was dating somebody, and we went out, and he was cute and tall. He was a tennis pro. He was great, fun. We had a great time. But he never went in for the kiss. Like, he never went to kiss me. And at that point,
maybe he wasn't getting the vibe from you.
I was never somebody who would ever go in for the kiss. Like, I'm not somebody who's going to make the first move. I'm just not that person. And so it would just keep being stale. And by finally, it was almost like too awkward. Like, when he finally went to go give me a kiss after, like, I don't know, date 4 or 5 or something, I was just like, we're friends already. Like, you waited too long. It was like when too much time goes by.
What I would say with that is, you never really had that romantic connection there, and it would have never developed anyways. You just were dragging it out because you didn't kiss. I bet if you would have kissed, it would have been a fizzle, and you'd be like, nope.
You're probably right.
You're probably right. That's probably what happened. And like, I also want to pose a question to you.
Yes.
So you're saying you're never somebody that would go in for the first kiss.
Wait, by the way, we have weird shadows on us. Is anyone else noticing
Clouds.
this? Yeah, okay.
Clouds.
Sorry, everyone.
It's dimming my head a little bit. And
we can't ever be too, what is it? We can't be too, there's not too much perfection going on when you're on location.
Yeah.
We're at the mercy of the location. Anyway, yes,
So
John?
The question to you is, how many good, solid relationships do you think you missed out on because you didn't take that initial step? Because the guy was like, felt like he put the little hand out there.
Yes.
And you were too afraid to come the other halfway and meet him. And so,
good point.
You lost out on that because of that. Because of your, I'm not going to make the first move. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And maybe the guy was like putting enough effort in where he felt like you should have reciprocated something.
Yes.
And then you didn't, so then he felt rejected, so then he bounced.
That's a great question.
How many good relationships do you think you might have missed out on because of that? Because like, that's like, as a guy, like, you're gonna put stuff out there. If you don't get a positive feedback, you're just gonna stop.
Right.
Like if I'm with somebody and I'm making little comments, like sexual comments towards them, or like saying they look good, or like trying to, and then I get a, or I don't get, or if I make a playful joke towards them, like sexual joke or playful anything towards them,
yes,
and I don't get feedback, I just kind of and then like they just go about their thing and kind of ignore it, or they just giggle and then just walk away, and they don't play and like give me feedback like that.
Yes,
that tells me they're not interested. And so then like that just, I start
so there's two sort of different things that you brought up here, because half of that I agree with you, half of that I don't. So I will tell you that, like, if you're making all these sexual comments and or flirty things, and you're just getting the or whatever, then yes, they're not into it. I agree. Like, that's not no. But if there's a bigger difference, that if it's not so, let's say, ostentatious, if it's not so obvious, if it's not such an obvious flirt, or it's not someone like, oh, you look really good, my gosh, it'd
I
be
would
great
say usually I hate like subtle things, because I don't pick up on subtle things.
Okay, so you are being very obvious.
I don't be subtle.
Okay, so yes, I would say if somebody says
you look really good,
well, they should at least say thank you. And
yes, but if I say that in a different manner,
so give me an example. To be like,
so I'm trying to tone
you look really good.
Yes, and then oh, thank you, and then like that's like, okay, you weren't into that. You're not into me.
Well, you know what? Sometimes, and I will say, like, and I think that a lot of women do feel this way, that they do feel like they want the man to be the pursuer. They like the man
but guys, we've talked about this on your show before. Like, guys like to be pursued too. It's not a one-way street.
Correct. But when it comes to the very first thing, a lot of women just still feel that way.
Okay, the very first thing, that's fine. But then after a while, it's got to become a two-way street. Otherwise, you're just going to continue to reject that guy, and then he's just going to get tired of being rejected, and he's going to walk away.
Yeah. How do you guys feel out there? Do you feel that it's okay, like to? I mean, listen. As a woman, I know plenty of women also that do make the first move, and they're very confident about it, and they will go up to a guy at a bar, and I think that's
find
great.
that very
Guys
exciting.
find it exciting and attractive.
Yep.
I know. I hear it from guys all the time.
Yep.
Like they, but
you want to make a guy's day? Right there's how.
However, I have also heard from men that they don't want a woman who takes charge. They don't want a very confident woman. They want to be the power of the thing.
There's a difference
the
between
thing.
initiating things,
Yes.
in being like upfront and being like in going and getting it,
Yes.
and being disagreeable, argumentative, in the leader, the power person, and just not a great person. There's a difference there.
Not a great person.
Yeah, there's a difference there.
I feel like I'm not
And
thinking in English today.
I think a lot of women struggle with that because they're like, they want to be the boss BI, you know?
Yeah.
And then, but no man wants to be in a relationship with the boss BI. It's perfectly fine for her to go out and do that in the work environment. When she
Yeah.
comes home, she needs to put that aside and not be that.
Yeah.
The problem is most women don't know how to do that. They continue to be the boss beer at home.
Yeah.
And
Which also is okay, because there are men that do like that. There are men
but
that
I'm
do
gonna
want to
tell
be
you
taken care of, that
there
do
are-
want to be.
There are,
yeah.
but not very few. Most men want to come home and have a peaceful household. They're at war pretty much every time they leave the house. They want
Yeah.
the house to come home and be peaceful.
Yes.
And when they come home to the boss beer, like that is not the case. Like you don't want that. You never get rest. You're never at peace. Like it's not cool.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Not dealing with it. Not putting up with that.
Okay.
Like you can go be the boss beer at work and do great. I'm proud of you. Good job.
Yes.
When you walk through that door and come into that house, or when you're with me,
Yes.
you need to be that soft, feminine, nice woman. Allow me to lead, and then not be argumentative. Don't. When I make a decision, let's say I want to go here and do this.
Yeah.
Don't argue with me about it.
Right.
If I say, hey, make a reservation for this, because I want to take you here, don't argue with me about it.
Yeah.
Just do it. You're not like. This goes back. I think we had a conversation about women wanting, or you had an episode where women. I don't know if I was on that one or not.
Which
where
one?
women want men to lead, or the
Yes.
role reversal thing, something
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
Like the problem though is in modern day women and the boss bee mentality.
Yes.
They don't know how to shut up and let the man lead.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That is the number one problem from
You-
a man's perspective.
you might be right.
Women don't listen and they don't want to be led, but yet they want to turn around and say they want a man to lead, but then they won't listen and let the man lead.
Yes, and by the way, again, there are exceptions to every rule.
There are, but-
I think that there are women that do know how to be the aggressors in work life
Mm-hmm.
and in daytime life, and when they come home, they do let their man take care of them
do.
and pamper them and do all of that. But you're right. I mean, listen, and then there were a lot. There were a lot of comments about that, and I think we need to do another full episode about this because a lot of people had a lot to say about this whole gender role reversal. Because I do feel like in today's day and age, it really has changed a lot more. I think that the expectations, and that's the real problem here, is that there are so many expectations put on men from women that men don't want to do it anymore. And I know what that feels like. Like even like as a woman,
some
if
of
somebody
those-
expects me to do something, I don't want to do it. Like I want to do something because I want to do it. I don't want to be expected. You know what I mean?
But there's also realistic expectations and unrealistic expectations.
Yes,
Like
correct.
there are certain expectations in a relationship that are expected, and then there are certain things like I'll give you an unrealistic expectation that most women have is the six pack, six figures a year, over 6 feet tall. By the way, ladies, the average height is 5'9".
By the way, are we noticing that I'm like an inch taller than my guest tonight? How is? Oh, sorry. Here I'm standing on like my tippy toes and he's squatting down.
Yeah, I'm squatting. That's why I keep moving is because my knees are not happy with this position. So, anyways, but those are unrealistic.
I'm on my tippy toes.
Those are unrealistic expectations because if you look at the data, the census data,
Yeah.
the average male's 5'9". The average man makes like $55,000 or $56,000 a year.
How do they live off that?
You got to make it work. It's a struggle. But so like those are unrealistic expectations. Realistic expectations for like maybe say a man that will do his best and take care of you, not beat the crap out of you and abuse you either physically or emotionally.
Which is never
Yeah.
acceptable,
Yeah.
no
Has
matter
a-
how much
has
money
a-
you make.
Has a job is a good expectation. Like is working, trying to better himself, try
Yep.
to provide, try to do that stuff.
Yes.
And in return, he would expect like you're going to be soft with him. You're going to be his piece. You're going to make him feel wanted. So
Yes.
part of making him feel wanted is maybe every now and then you need to initiate things and maybe give him and not on a regular basis. You need to make.
I think
you can't
that-
just withhold that. Like it's like
I don't know if when it came to the discussion about the gender roles, I don't know necessarily that it meant physical things. I think that women were still very stuck on the fact that like nowadays, and it didn't have anything to do about being intimate. It was more about taking the initiative to, you know, asking women out. Like a lot of men nowadays don't want to ask women out. They don't want to pursue. They don't want to invest. Right, that's what I'm saying. There were too many. There were too many expectations. You know, it's like I feel like men have said to me the reason why they don't want to pursue anymore, that they feel like they were being used. They always had to like pay for dinner. They were going to fancy places. They weren't getting anything out of it. You know, these women would show up and be like, okay, I want this, and then oh by the way, I'm gonna, and then I like ordering the whole menu, but they would want this, and then they'd be like, oh, is it okay if I order this for my children, and like will you pay for it? Like somebody literally just wrote to me and said like they were on a date and like before the bill came, she's like, oh, I need to order something to go for my son, and expected him to pay for it. Like I don't think that that's right. Like you should not expect because somebody's taking you on a date. That's totally unrealistic. And I get now why guys don't want to
going back to the why they don't approach or why they don't like that stuff.
Yeah.
That's because women were screaming for so long, like we want to go out and have fun with our friends and not be Googled at and approached by guys all the time. So guys got the message and they stopped approaching. Now you're all complaining guys don't approach.
Which by the way,
pick one. What do you want? Like,
listen, I get that it's annoying when you go out and guys like approach you and they say, oh, you're so pretty, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But like, you know what?
How are you supposed to do
it? Say thank you. Exactly. Don't keep don't be mean. Don't be swatty. Like, just say thank you. And if you're not interested, walk away. Who cares? But say thank you. Like, because you don't want to knock down these guys. You don't want to, because they will stop. And I do understand what you're talking about.
That's why.
Like, I don't know. And then and it's the same women.
Or they end up on TikTok as a creeper.
Yeah, that
You
makes no sense.
can't see my hands over here doing the quote mark. Creeper.
Yeah. I love the quote. I love creeper. No, but I completely get that, right? Because I have girlfriends too that like will complain, like, why isn't any guy talking to us? Why isn't? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Guys come over all the time. They say, hello, you're so pretty.
Yeah, but then they're probably being mean to the guy, nasty to
the guy.
They're
being mean and nasty to those guys. Yep. Yes, they're not.
And then they want to
they're not giving. And then if they don't come over to them, like, you know, it's like they complain. It's like you can't have it both ways. You can't complain that you're being hit on and then complain that like, why isn't anybody approaching me? Like it's really, and across the board, and I say this all the time, be kind. Be open. It doesn't mean you have to give every guy your phone number. It doesn't say thank you. Say thank you, smile, nice, hello, how are you? You're like, somebody once said, my friend just said to me recently, why are you so nice to everybody? Everybody comes up and talks to you. Everybody wants to like ask you this, invite you here, invite you there. Why are you so nice? Don't be so nice. And I'm like, that's who I am. I'd like to be nice to somebody because God forbid if I'm like the one person that can make them smile that day or make them feel valid, then I want to do that. Why should I be mean? Why do I have to be stuck up and like not nice and accepting? Like I don't think that's a good reason. But that's not good. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's fair. And I think that everyone should be nice to one another. So in your answer, if you're watching this right now, that is why I'm so nice to everybody because not everybody else is. And I would like to at least know that somebody out there thinks, well, see, not everybody's mean. Not everybody's a B word. Like, so there you go. Oh my God. We are like almost we got to move on to some games. Oh my God.
Are they appropriate for what's
yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
We're gonna, guys, I can't believe how quickly this went by. I don't know. I can't. So first of all, let me just say, John, you've been fabulous. This went by so fast. We have so much, and I think that there's several episodes we need to talk about here.
I could talk about it for hours.
I know. And by the way, it's so funny that this started on Wednesday, appropriate time to go on vacation. Yeah, feel free to roast John in the comments.
Feel free. I'll clap back.
John's a clapper. Let's practice. Okay, so here we go. We're going to play Hot or Not. For those of you that are just tuning in, every episode on Get Wet with Marla, we play a round of Hot or Not, which means basically good or bad. Do you agree with this? Do you not? Why? Let us know in the comments. John, you let me know. Okay, so Hot or Not. Going away for a first date together. So going on vacation for a first date. You've never met the person in person, but you're going to travel with them. You think that's not hot?
No, because that's like you don't know the person and now you're going to go travel. Now, are you talking about if you meet somebody on vacation? That's different. But
okay,
like,
no, I didn't
but
ask
if you're
that
like, hey, we just swiped right on Tinder.
Yeah.
And like, hey, I'm going on vacation next week. You want to come with me?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
No, I've said no in that situation. I was asked to go on a cruise after talking to somebody for about a week.
Yeah.
It wasn't a first date. It would have been our second date.
Oh, but you already knew them? And you didn't want to go?
We'd only met for like a week. Like we hadn't even kissed at that point. And I was asked, well, she was like, well, I'm going on a cruise with a friend. And they're paying for it. I got my own private room. You want to come?
Oh, they were paying for it.
I'll pay.
Free?
Like, yeah, and I was like, no, because like it was too new. It had just been weird to me. But,
okay.
So, no.
Okay.
So no first dates. I know we
You
know
say no.
Yeah, we know you're a yes.
I'm hot. I'm
Yeah.
like, yes. But by the way, it also depends. It's not every person. Like, I don't say yes to every person that asks me to go away with them on the first date. But like, if it felt fun and it felt like we were having good conversation and I was excited to go and it seemed like a fun place and we'd have a fun time regardless of whether it was going to be romantic or not, sure, why not? I think it's, again, I'm someone who always says open up all opportunities, open up every door. You never know what's going to walk right through. So yes, I say hot. All right, here,
But
second
that
one.
would be like the first date plus the first through like 10th date all combined in one.
It is.
If you travel with somebody.
But by the way, it is, and that there's pros and cons to that too. And we didn't even get to this because there were so many things I wanted to talk about vacation.
That you don't like. Like
That's right.
first day in, you're like,
right, and it's
And now
then,
you're
then what
stuck.
do you do? Now you're stuck with this person. And what the flip side is, oh my God, you really like this person, and you get to know all right away, like you know what the little
Bathroom habits,
the bathroom habits are, what
eating
if they
habits.
snore, if they, like all the things that like you would.
yeah, but like how
build
would you
up.
even approach on the first date, even sleeping in the same room with the person? Like now you're gonna have to sleep in the same bed with the person. Like
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay,
Sometimes
that's-
yes, sometimes no.
that's
I've been, there are trips that I've gone on where I was booked my own room.
okay.
So it was like, and you know, it was our first date. I was booked my own room. It was beautiful and it was
Okay.
great and it was, you know, whatever. It worked out fine. Again, we're gonna have to do a part 2 on this, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, but all right, meeting someone on vacation and then extending your trip for them. Hot or not? What do you think?
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. That'd be good. That'd be okay.
Yeah.
Because you're there on vacation. You're not there for just them. I mean, you extend it as long as you are okay to extend it and have time and the money to extend it. Then
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, if you just both happen to be traveling and you
Like if you
meet.
meet halfway through your vacation when they first arrive and they're there for like 3 or 4 days after you leave and you want to stay for an extra, then
Yeah.
go for it. Why not?
Yeah, I think that's really good. And then again, you're kind of like, you
Yeah,
have your own rooms if you want them.
But in my experience, vacation romances don't usually last after the vacation ends, so it's kind of done at that point.
John, you're right. You're right.
So-
It's a lot of what do they say? Like
'Cause
the
you're usually-
lust vacation. You're in that like bachelor
And
experience.
you're usually not from the same part of the country.
Right.
So-
Right. It's hard. It's hard. It's like you're banking on a long distance relationship, which is always a little tough. All right, here we go. Meeting someone that works at the place you're traveling to. So like if you're going to a resort or a Club Med and you meet somebody that works there, what do you think?
Nope.
No, you don't think that's a good idea.
Nope. That'd be like going to the Hedonism 2 resort and hooking up with the lifeguard. Because you know
What's
what?
wrong with that?
Because you know what? Next week it's going to be somebody else.
Right.
That is why. Same thing on cruise ships.
Yes.
People on cruise ships, crew on cruise ships.
Every
any
week it's a
resort's that-
new
different person.
I know.
A different person.
It's
And
it's
if
really
you think
it-
that's not true, you're naive.
you're 100% correct, John.
I think there was a 90 Day Fiance episode,
And it-
like before the 90 days went on that one.
It messes with your trust, right? Because you're just your mind is always gonna run. Because if they say no, I'm committed to you, I'm not gonna meet anybody else. You're not there. You can't be there.
Yeah, come on.
There's always
Get
gonna be a
real.
new. There's always gonna be a new you. It's like Marla. I'm going on a cruise. I meet somebody. Next week there's another Marla. I'm not the only Marla in the world. There'll
Or
be
vice
another
versa.
one. Vice versa. So it's
Because ladies do it too.
ladies do it too. All right, here we go.
Percentage-wise, they do it more.
All right, leaving the person you're with on a vacation. So that means you go away with like your boyfriend or the person that you're dating. You get in a fight. Do you leave them on that trip? Do you take off, or what do you do?
Depends on the amount of time you've been in that relationship and the severity of the fight. So
Okay.
the longer you've been in the relationship, the more severe that fight needs to be for that to happen.
Yeah.
Like if it's somebody you've only been in a relationship for like a month and it's a huge like they go out and they hang out with the lifeguard
Right.
and come home really late and drunk to your room.
Yeah.
That's a bye Felicia
Okay.
like moment.
John loves the bye Felicia.
there. I do. It's my favorite thing.
That
Maybe
is
somebody
your,
can drop in the comments where it comes from if they know.
well, that is
Don't
your.
say.
I'm not going to say it. That is. I think that's going to be like your trademark on the show.
Bye-
It's
it is
always
my
it's
tra-
always
it is
bye
my
Felicia.
trademark in
Yeah,
real
people say
life,
John
too.
always says bye Felicia.
Bye,
All right.
Felicia.
So okay. So I agree with you a little bit. I think I'm somebody who, no matter how bad of a time that you're having, I always wait it out. I don't leave. Whether it's on a first date, whether it's on a vacation, whatever that is.
Why be miserable?
I don't leave. Well, that's the thing is I don't let myself be miserable. I make the most out of it. Like even if I'm having a terrible time at dinner, and I will make the most of it. Whatever it is, I'll enjoy the food. I'll enjoy
Let me
the
ask you this:
whatever.
most of those vacations you've been on like that, who's been paying? You or him?
The man.
That's why we waited out.
I mean, it's already paid for. It's
Free
not
vacation.
like
Yeah, I know.
it's not like
I know.
you know what I mean. And I wouldn't want to do that to somebody. They've already paid for this. I'm not going to leave them high and dry with like this big bill, and now they have no one to even like enjoy the time with. You know,
But
like
if you had a big fight, you're probably not even enjoying the time with that person. You guys are probably.
I
doing
would
other
always
stuff.
make up. I don't. You listen.
always
You know
do
me.
separate things.
I do not hold on to fights. I will not hold on to fights, even when I've had people do terrible things to me. I will forgive them. I'm okay. That's great. Please, let's move on. I don't do that. Even when I break up with somebody, I don't leave things in a bad way. I always remain friendly. I like to be friends with everybody. I do not like bad blood or anything. But now, I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do. I know a lot of people disagree with me, and I know a lot of people will be like, no, when I break up with somebody, F that. They're done.
Done.
Or somebody hurts me, wrongs me,
Bye,
they
Felicia.
cheat on me. Done. I will never speak to them again.
Yeah.
I will, because I don't like to carry that bad blood within me. But I'm not saying that's the right thing to do for everybody, but that's just helps me feel better. Okay. So I always got to
How many
preface
more you
that. Just one more for here. Okay. Demanding separate rooms, hot or not?
Again, that goes back to your relationship and who's paying.
Okay.
So, like, if I'm paying for it all, and we've been in a relationship for a while, and I would be very surprised and turned off by that.
Okay.
If we just met and we're going, and you're going to pay for your own room, that's fine.
Okay.
But also at the same time, we're in a point where we're probably not exclusive, so don't expect exclusive rights if we're doing that.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. That was very poignant. That was very very analytical of you. I liked that. That was a very good,
I'm a
well
man,
thought out
so
answer. That was
I
very
don't
good.
think with emotion, I think with logic.
Yeah, I think, listen, you do what makes you feel right. So if you're not comfortable in staying with somebody and somebody invites you on a vacation and you want to go and you still want to explore the relationship and you're not comfortable, then you can say, yes, I want my own room. I think that's totally fine.
Then
It
you
doesn't
should pay
matter.
for it.
Sure, if you could offer. Chances are the person may say, don't worry about it, I'll get you your own room. But,
But then-
it's always nice to
but then
offer.
I would
It's always
point
nice to
out-
offer.
Then I would point out if you're going on a vacation with somebody or thinking about going on a vacation with somebody,
Yeah.
and you're in a relationship with them and you're not comfortable sharing a room, maybe you just shouldn't go on vacation.
Maybe, yeah. True point. All right, so let's move to we're running out of time here, so we're going to move to the trivia round real fast,
I thought
okay?
that was.
That was the hot or not. All right, so trivia. Okay, so according to relationship experts, what is the recommended time that you should wait before taking a trip with your partner? Now, we're going to do 3 different stages here. So let's first talk about like the low threshold one. So it's only like, like a local weekend getaway, a one-night stay at a hotel, something that's very
1
low
month.
pressure. You think 1 month, waiting 1 month.
Yep,
Okay.
for the low end, and then the high end. Like,
Wait, we're not there yet. We're going one at a time. Slow down. Slow down. All right, everybody at home, what do you think? What do you think? Very low pressure vacation. So it's like an overnight stay, maybe a weekend getaway. What do you think that is? The very low pressure. How long
a
should
week
you
in a
wait?
vineyard.
Not a week in a vineyard. I said overnight.
Okay.
One night, maybe a weekend. What do you think? What do you think that should be? How long? John said 1 month.
1 month.
Okay, I will tell you. According to the experts, it's 1 to 2 months. You should wait 1 to 2 months. I don't know if I really agree with that, but it's fine.
A day.
I would be like, go when you want. Okay. For the medium, this is like the medium threshold, right? So this would be like a 3 or 4 day road trip, right? So it's like a long weekend, or a domestic flight. So like you're not, it's not something that's so easy like a 1 day thing, but it's like you had to actually put some effort into it. What do you think that is? How long do you think that is?
6 months.
You think 6 months?
Yep.
All right. What do you think at home? What do you think at home? John is saying 6 months for that medium threshold, medium pressure. So you're, 3 or 4 day road trip, flying to another state. You're saying
6 months.
6 months. Okay. The experts say 3 to 6 months. John, you're like nailing it. You're like a relationship expert here. All right. I think John actually wrote this study. Okay.
No, I don't
now
write
this
studies,
is.
I just read them.
There you go. Now, okay, so now this is the high pressure, the high threshold. Okay, so this is an international travel or a cruise. So we're talking something like a week or more. A week or more. What do you think that is?
6 months to a year.
6 months to a year. Okay, what do you guys think at home? This is again international travel, a cruise, anything along
I
that
would say
week.
go off of do the first ones first and see how those go. If those
Yes.
go well, then feel free to jump in a little bit deeper.
Okay, all right.
Kinda
So I will
like-
tell you, you nailed it. 6 to 12 months. Like that's what it is. And again, with all of these, I don't think that there's a time frame. I think it's the way that you feel. I don't think you need to set a clock or
What
look
is
on
the
a calendar.
shortest amount of time that you've been with somebody that you took a week-long vacation? I think I know the answer to this, so
Was it a first date?
it might be a first date.
First date. I mean, don't judge me. Let's not judge. This is a non-judge. This
So
is a
first-
non-judge
first date.
pool.
So
a non-judge pool.
So a 1 week vacation, your shortest amount of time was the first date.
Maybe. Could be. Otherwise, it was maybe like a second date. I went on a really extravagant trip.
So second date. Okay.
What's this?
So about a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
First or second date. All right. It just depends on which trip it was. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, according to but again, I'm somebody who like I'm different than most people. Like I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I know.
You know, don't judge me.
I'm not judging.
This is a no judge free. This is a judge free pool.
I'm not judging.
Okay, good. All right. So now, according to just saying what? According to dating.com, what percentage of couples break up after their first trip? What do you think?
60%.
You think 60% break up at the first trip. What do you guys think at home? Break up at the first trip. And like, why would that be? Is it because you just get annoyed with the person, or?
Because you go from being able to get away to go to work and stuff like that.
Yes.
And then you're with them 24/7, and that can be too much sometimes.
Ah,
that
that's what it
shows
is.
some
That's what you
things. That shows some things that you don't normally see.
Yes, you're
The
right.
mask comes off.
You're right.
A little more, and then you see things you don't like.
For sure, traveling with somebody and being in the same space is much different than you having a home and them having a home and you guys going out to dinner and sleeping at one another's places. Totally different. Totally different. So I would agree with you. It is actually 50%, so half break up. Okay, last question. Here we go. According to U.S. Travel Association, what percentage thinks it strengthens and solidifies their bond? What do you think that is? So when you go away on a vacation, what percentage thinks that it actually strengthened and solidified their bond?
Depends if it's early in the relationship or later in the relationship. If it's early in the relationship and the vacation goes well, I'd probably say like 70-80% say it strengthens their bond, because it probably does.
Yeah.
And then if it's later in the relationship, it depends on the state of that relationship, and I would say maybe 20%.
Okay.
Because it's different.
Okay. I will tell you, people, what do you think at home? Excuse me, I have to sneeze. Wait. Excuse me. Thank you. Excuse me. Okay, so people at home, let me know what you think, because I will tell you that the percentage of people that think, ooh, the clouds are coming. Did you notice how, like, no one's in this pool now? We're wrapping the show up, and, like, of course, it's nice and quiet. So that's the way it always works, but we're not going to do it again. All right, anyway. According to U.S. travel experts here, U.S. Travel Association, the percentage of couples who thinks it strengthens and solidifies their bond after going away is 61 to 63%. And I have to agree, yes, because if you do make it through those trials and tribulations of things that aren't necessarily in your comfort zone, then yes, I do think it does. It does strengthen your bond. With that said, oh my gosh, this was so much fun. I want to thank, I want to thank John. Yes, John, thank you for being such a fantastic guest and sharing so much insight here. I also, this has been a really great I love this little resort, Margaritaville Resort. For everybody out there that's never been here, it's in Orlando. Super fun getaway, tons of pools, lots of fun. If you're single, there's great things to do. There's like bachelor parties here, bachelorette parties that come here. There was a foam party last night, karaoke, there's bands. It's a lot of fun. If you're couples, same thing. There's quiet pools, there's romantic pools. You could do a lot of things here. So whether you're single or you're a couple, get on out to the Margaritaville Resort in Orlando. It's super fun. And with that said, please join us next time on Get Wet with Marla. You can watch us on YouTube, getwetwithmarla.com, Facebook, or you could listen on any of the streaming platforms. So we'll see you next time. Bye. Are you going to wave goodbye?
Oh, bye.
Bye.